Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to dive into some AITA drama, and this is from the subreddit Mother-in-Laws from Hell, and it's posted by Plastic Undercurrency 2330. The title is that AITA for not trying to compromise for my Indian mother-in-law. Hey, this is my first post and English is not my first language, so please let the grammatical mistakes be forgiven. You're forgiven, not my first language either. I, 28 female, got married 2 years ago to my husband in India. It was an intercaste love marriage. We went to primary school together and later found each other at a reunion. My husband's family is based in the UK, which led me to believe that they must be progressive and forward-thinking people. Mistake. First mistake. People are not. I'm learning the hard way. Going through something similar. Me and Arjun I believe is your husband, were in a long-distance relationship during the Corona period. It went on for almost 1.5 years. We decided to get engaged and get married legally for visa purposes and do the Hindu ceremony later when we could afford it. I was completing my masters at the time, so it made sense for me to get a job first and then think of getting married. However, our families didn't agree and we had to do engagement party, legal wedding and Hindu ceremony all in a month's time. That's what all Indian parents do because they can't accept it. It doesn't work like that. You can't legally get married and have the ceremony later. No. If you're getting married, get married the right way. And this put us under a lot of financial pressure and we had to take out loans that we are still paying. That's the thing with Indian parents, right? Like, a lot of times they say that they'll pay for it, but it's not the case. I mean, it's not the point. It's a lot of financial pressure and also a lot of finances go. And Indian weddings are no matter which religion, they cost a lot of money. And sometimes it just feels like I'll just get married in a temple or I'll just have a court marriage. But parents, no. They are not okay with that because marriage is kind of like a social show off. Yeah. And you're saying that your husband's family is based out of UK now, so of course they want to show off that, and of course they want you to get married like in the actual ceremony. So, and financial consequences is not a thing for them because in those days it used to not cost that much, is it? And my parents agreed to help us out and pay for the wedding day lunch and ceremony. It's a lot of money though. Good that your parents are doing this. It was all very small affair with only 100 people attending combined. Generally weddings in India have 500 people or more attending. I requested my parents to not give any dowry or jewelry as they have already done a lot for me by paying for my education. I agree with that, Obi, because this is 21st century and this dowry thing is still going on. If not dowry, they're saying, I'll write properties on my daughter's name, or they're calling it gift nowadays. So that's that. So it's good that you set a boundary there and your family is still paying for the wedding and it's a lot of money. And I really appreciate you being a strong woman. And 100 guests is really a big step, I would say. And I already have a lot of admiration for you because I aspire to be like that, and I have told my mom that if I'm getting married, I'm calling only a few people, but my family, they're like, no, you have to call the entire village, people you don't even know. And these people who they want to invite to my wedding are those people who come to me and ask, oh, do you remember me? I carried you when you were 8 months old. No, auntie, no, I don't remember you. And these uncles, they be like, we have grown so much. I saw you when you were 1 year old. Of course, I've grown so much. You became an old man, and I became an old person. Of course, I became an adult. It's it's like that with Indian people, and maybe relatives everywhere. I'm not sure. Maybe Western countries. I'm hoping it's different. Yeah. And during this period, I noticed some comments from my mother-in-law made about dowry, but I let them slide. My husband's parents spent no money on any of the events. Everything was paid by my husband, from their flight tickets to clothes. See, this is the thing with Indian parents. They expect, like, there is this custom where it's like, oh, the wedding. If people are getting married, the girl's parents has to pay the dowry, give the jewelry, and get the wedding. Nowadays, in my family and circles, I've seen that people are like, the boys' side will do like take care of the wedding and reception, and the girl side will take care of like. In our side, we have this thing called big ruta, like it's also called like dinner. So after a week or so, usually there'll be this thing, and one family takes care of the wedding and reception, and one family takes care of like this dinner thing where there's a different types of meat like chicken, mutton, and a lot of types of meats, and it costs a lot of money. So that happens, but still to this day there are a lot of people who are like, oh, the girl's family has to take care of it. How backward can you be to say that? And they're living in UK. I don't understand. Maybe you can change the country but not the mentality, I guess. So I am the only daughter in my family, and hence my mother-in-law would bring it up a lot, saying my parents should have given their only daughter something and how she found it disrespectful towards me, and they didn't spend more. Bro, why are you disrespected? Because OP's parents did not give her things. Are you stupid, mom-in-law? I mean, I'm not sure if you watch, but the mom-in-law is very stupid in this case to say that she felt disrespected because they spend enough money on her education, and I don't know what more they can give. Do they have to cut their hands and give the blood? The, what the hell? Yeah. And she asked for some things during the engagement like clothes, gifts for the extended family, and other socially acceptable things, which were done by my parents. Of course she would. Yeah. She kept on increasing the number of rituals and expenses associated with them even before a day we got married. I'll cover this in another post. This story deserves its own title. See, that's the thing. To the mom-in-law, you did not pay for shit. You did not pay for shit. You did not bring shit, and now you're demanding stuff. The audacity of some people. I don't know where they get the audacity. They buy it in discount, I believe. I have to pick up from where I left because there was a discrepancy. So later on, when I finally was at the house in India, I had the most absurd things. Patriarchal things like women should walk behind the husbands, should keep their head covered, should wear suit or salwar or sari, shouldn't get abortion, shouldn't study a lot, should focus on household hobbies, started from it. The amount of rage I feel when I read things like this. I'm going through something very similar, where I can't say names, but it's more or less like there is this one person like who will be a part of my family in the future. This person, I thought he was a very progressive man and all. You know what he came up to me and said to me the other day? He said, women should cook, clean, and do everything because it's their duty, and whatever the man does, she has to just agree with it, and she can't talk back to the husband, he said. I asked him, like, if she's having a full-time job, shouldn't he be helping out with the household chores? Like, isn't it part of his duty? And he goes on to say, my mom never did. When I clapped back, your mother never had to go out and work. He says, but that's how I grew up. Fuck. Man child. Are you a man child? And this person is something else, and his mom comes up to me and says, my son, he never does these things. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm gonna get married into this family, okay? And the mom, she told me enough times in the past few years that, it's always that, the world is not like not like before, when, girl has to do everything. But this woman flipped the script when it came to her own son, like older one again, not the other one. So it's very common, and it fucking enrages me. Like, where are you living under a rock? Under a rock. The whole point, like, I'll be honest, I was going through Reddit and I saw this post and I felt, oh, I really said that. And I didn't read the post prior, and now I'm like reading it. Now I'm reading this. Obi, I understand where your rage comes from. Okay, I'm an only girl child in my family, but I have siblings, like, not female. This whole thing about shouldn't study a lot and keep their head covered. I'm guessing you're from North India, so yeah, I know these things, right? Like, work behind the husband. Really, you should. I know you can't speak out because you just got married into that home, but I can sense a no contact coming a long way. There is gonna be no contact for sure. Indian like families has to start practicing this, because it's not okay. It's not okay, because when they say that women are women's enemies, no, maybe sometimes it is true. Yeah, sometimes, because this woman I was talking about, she said the other day, like, I'm giving up too much information, but I'll say this. We were sitting down having a conversation, a regular one again. So her, he, for instance, the relationship is like, he happens to be the son, like, brother-in-law's son. In India, we call, like, it's like a son relation to her. She said, if you're getting a girlfriend, right, look for a girl who's very submissive and who's in your control all the time. While I was just sitting there, when she clearly know that I fought with her older son because of these views. Bitch, what? Like, how can you be so fucking crazy? The whole point of this video is for me to get out the frustration through this post, and I just know that she's feeling the same rage. The OP is feeling the same rage as me. Literally, I'm contemplating getting married into this family. I am. Too bad you got married already, OP. But I hope your husband stands up for you, yeah? Yeah, and my husband and his twin brother were treated as if they were from higher species. They wouldn't go into the kitchen, wouldn't pick up dirty laundry, let alone wash it. I tried to blend in for a week, but I couldn't do it. It used to absolutely boil my blood to live in a family which thinks that this, after becoming an aerospace engineer myself. I have another input here, Obi. It makes a lot of sense actually. Because I grew up in a family, like I grew up in a fairly big city, like Bengaluru is kind of a big city, and my father, he learned to do house chores from a very young age, because that's how it works. We live in a modern world, and he had to learn to live by himself. It's not because he lives in a city he has to learn now. It was because my grandma taught him so that he can survive alone. And this person I'm talking about, like, I'm getting married to the second son. To this day, even the guy my boyfriend, he also has not washed a single cloth. We have this thing called dobi here, wherein they can give the clothes to them to wash. Yeah, wash them in kind of. To this day, even the smallest things. And they don't do household chores. They expect the mom. Like, the mom had to come, stay with them now, to cook for them. They couldn't wash the dishes. They let it rot for a week. Bro, you're a fucking adult. You're 29 years old and 25 years old. Learn fucking life skills. And my father, to this day, he goes to work, he comes back, and my mom also goes to work and comes back. My mom cooks. My father cleans the dishes, and usually he washes the dishes that night so that my mom can get up and cook early in the morning. And when my mom is making dishes for lunch and for breakfast, my dad makes the tea, wakes up the kids, like my brothers, and he takes care of the household chores. Like he sweeps, he cleans the house whenever they need be. And me, who grew up watching this, it just fucking enrages me when she says, "Oh, the other kids in the house can do it, but not my older son." Like, no words. It used to absolutely boil my blood to live in a family which thinks like this after becoming a space engineer myself. This led to a few arguments between me and my mother-in-law initially. Later, I decided to refrain from saying anything because these people, they're not worth it. Now, me and my husband live separately and visit on special occasions only. Recently, it came to my notice that despite me not talking too much to my mother-in-law, she's been spreading bad rumors about me in their social circle, tarnishing mine and my husband's image as the kids who don't care about their parents. This time when I visited, I could notice the difference in how people treated me. So am I the asshole for not compromising? You're not. Plain and simple, you're not. Yeah, that's how patriarchy works. And I am 100% sure she might be going around, not only her, like the family might be going around and saying, "Oh, she has a lot of opinion, and she keeps the guy a guy in her hand." There is a thing with Indian mom-in-laws, okay, wherein if the son has his own opinions after marriage, बहू ने कुछ काला जादू कर लिया and she's holding him. And in South India we have this thing wherein she tied him to her sari's pallu. God forbid your son gets married and has a family and thinks about his wife first. I used to really think for the past 5 years that, oh yeah, my mom-in-law is different. She's fairly modern, like not modern I would say. I thought she's fairly like understanding and grown up with time. Boy was I wrong. And looking at this particular post, you live in India, you live in UK, you live wherever you want, Indian aunties or Indian patriarchal mentality is gonna stay the same, and it's better. They will treat you differently, and I am prepared for that, okay? And I'm sure you too are, because being an aerospace engineer, I know, like, first when you told like your parents spend a lot of money, that's different. But when I saw aerospace engineering, I'm sure your parents spent crores on it, and I really respect them paying for your wedding, understanding that you are having financial troubles because you're still settling down. So I wish there would be some, there is this thing, they say this theory, right, wherein one day meteorites crashed and this dinosaurs vanished in that. I wish something like that happens, and the mentalities of all these people, like mostly like the boy moms, change over a fucking night. Yeah. And OP, you're not the asshole. You're not the a-hole. No, you're not. I don't know if I'm getting flagged for this video because I said a lot of bad words, but that's how I fucking feel. Okay guys, sorry, this is more like a rant about how I'm feeling these days, but hope you're have a nice day, and I hope to make more such content. Yeah. So please like, share, and subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. The video quality is bad, but I hope it's